tired of people saying the games are boring nowadays, bro, and then the only games people play are online games? The reason online games make gaming feel boring is because it's the equivalent of when you used to go to like amusement parks as a kid with your school. Think about it, it's like going on vacation with strangers. You know what I'm saying? The vacation and the amusement park are fun places, but would you go with strangers? When you used to go to amusement parks with your school, you used to be like, oh, that big roller coaster, I want to go there. And then the school's like, we'll work our way there. We're going to start here. We're going to go do this. Then we're going to stop and have lunchtime. And if we have time, we'll go do the roller coaster. That's what playing online games is like. You are stuck doing whatever the other players want to do. And it's specifically in games like Siege, bro. Like after I 100% at Siege, after I got the Platinum Trophy, I didn't give a fuck about playing Siege anymore, bro. They got rid of T-Hunt, which was my favorite mode. I used to play that with other people all the time just because it was fun. It lets you use the operators in creative ways. When you play PvP, bro, it gets so annoying because everybody thinks they're fucking jinxy, bro. Everybody sits there and they're trying to say, okay, this is the strategy we're going to do. You shoot a hole in this wall, you put your gadgets over here, and it's like, they're acting like they're some sort of master strategist, and it's like the strategy they came up with, they literally just seen on YouTube or seen a streamer do. And what they don't understand is if you can search up the strategy, someone else can search up the counter for the strategy. So all we're doing now at this point, it's like rock, paper, scissors. It's like, did they search up the strategy that beats this? If they did, we're cooked. If they didn't, then it'll work. And it's like, it gets boring because we do the same thing every single time. I think this is more a problem with PvP games than PvE games because for some reason when people go against each other, they tend to get really underhanded. That's first off. I know so many people, bro, when a new game comes out, the first thing they do before they even start the game is search up the strategies and builds for it and then complain like, oh, it sucks that like all you need is the best build and then you win in the game. It's like, well, you're participating in it though. You know what I'm saying? If you just played the game, then this wouldn't be a thing. But you have to because other players are doing it. People who only play online games and complain about them being boring are basically the blue button pushers from that red versus blue button video I did. They create the problem, continuously participate in the problem, but then complain about the problem. It's just stupid, bro. It's really dumb. Like take this for example. Like I'm sitting here playing Crown Boss Arcade City by myself. Now there's bots I have as teammates. I could have had them take out these enemies. I could have had them come in here and guard the safe. I could have had them do a bunch of shit. If I was playing with people, bro, we would have cleared this whole map. You know what I'm saying? It would have been all four of us. We would have just bum rushed the area, took the loot, been out in like 30 seconds. And we would probably do that for every single map, bro. It gets boring. Always try to find the optimal way to play a game instead of finding the most fun way to play a game. Like I said, that's why when I played 2K, bro, or even when I played NBA Live, I used to make a 5'9" guard, bro, just because it was fun and it was cool. You get people that's like, well, that doesn't seem like it would work. That doesn't seem like it would be a good build. It doesn't have to be a good build. It just has to be a fun one, bro. Because the problem is, yes, it did make it harder to score and play defense, but when you did get a stop on defense or you did score, it felt 10 times better, bro, because I wasn't playing with the meta. I came up with my own build and my own strategy and seen it work. That's more fun than searching up a build and just mindlessly playing how somebody else told me to play. And that's kind of the problem, bro. It's like you have too much free will to play a game the way somebody else wants you to play it. That shit is annoying, bro. And they say the way you do one thing is the way you do a lot of things, bro. So, you mean you might be running through your whole life like that. Sparking Zero is a good example. I've spoken on Sparking Zero multiple times. Every match of Sparking Zero, especially these high-level players who come in here and like, oh, well, you just aren't Z-Rank. I'm Z-Rank. Check out some of my videos if you want to see what high-level play looks like. And then you go on there and they think they're doing something. It looks like everybody else's videos. And then they don't understand they're not getting any views from being Z-Rank and posting Sparking Zero videos because nobody cares, bro. You're not doing anything amazing. You're not doing anything nobody else is doing who's also Z-Rank. I'll tell you what all high-level play in Sparking Zero looks like. It's two people dashing at each other, super countering until one gets the other one turned around, backshot, backshot, backshot combo, launch off, super move, rinse and repeat the whole match. They don't even do beam clashes, bro. You barely ever see a beam clash in high-level play. That is boring. No one cares. This is why your channel's not going to take off just because you're good, you're ranked high in a video game, bro. You have to be showing people something they've never seen. When you're doing the same thing that every other creator is doing, it's not fun to watch. Because we can all tell you simply just searched up how to play the game instead of actually being good at the game. Why would I watch you when I could just search up who you watched? But people don't think like that. It's stupid. That's what I'm saying. That's why I put Xenoverse 2 on a high level, because you could say maybe somebody searches up what type of build they want to make or something like that. But even still, it has so much potential to make your own combos because of how you can mix and match super moves and different shit like that. I would say that PVE games are probably better as far as online gaming goes, just because it's simply you can. PVE games are like hanging out with your friends and going to an amusement park or going on vacation with your friends. Everybody's kind of on the same page. We're all here to have fun. We're not here to just game the system. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like, okay, you want to go to that big roller coaster first? All right, we're gonna go to the big roller coaster first. It's all cool. PvP, completely different ball game, bro. You're only going where the other players tell you you can go. If you try to disassociate from the group, you get kicked or fucking reported or all types of nonsense, bro. People don't want to play. People don't want to play fun when it's PvP. That's what makes games boring. Games just aren't boring all of a sudden. You just keep playing games that are made to be fucking money buckets. 2K, Madden, any free to play game, these games are not designed to be fun. They're designed to be addicting. They're designed for you to keep coming back because you want to beat other players and you sink your money in, especially to pay to win games like 2K. They want you to sink your money in so you can make the best build so you come back and you want to feel better than people and you want to keep playing. That's all it's for. And if you keep playing games like that, of course you're going to feel drained and bored, bro. It's like if you look at 2K23 or 2K24 where they had like the little story mode with the cutscenes for different games from Kobe's games and Jordan's games, that should be in every single 2K, bro. Honestly, I think they should replace my career with that. Let Park just be its own thing. Let Park be the only way that you play with your creative character online because who really gives a fuck about my career anyway? People don't really like playing the computer in my career. They just like grinding the computer just to go play online anyway. So you might as well just make my career whatever the player on the covers is, make it his. And there's a whole bunch of all-time teams, bro. For all those historical players you got, you can make a historical story mode every year for that player's career, and then let you unlock that player's jerseys or jump shots and shit from playing that mode. And you can unlock it for online. Like you got people who strictly hop on 2K only to play online, bro, which I don't even understand because people be like, oh, I need the newest 2K. But why do you need the newest 2K if you don't even play with the newest rosters? You go right online and then you buy the next one. Shit don't make sense, bro. But it's like you're feeding into the same, like the people who complain about games being boring are feeding the same people who give them boring games. And it's like people don't understand that. It's like it's the same as having like a bum ass friend that you give money to all the time whenever he asks. Why would he get a job, get his life together if every time you see him you give him $20? You know what I'm saying? He's perfectly fine living off the $20 people give him all the time. That's the same as you giving your money to these gaming companies and then being like, oh, games are boring. The games they make are so boring now. Obviously, they can't tell that you guys think these games are boring because you keep giving them money. You keep giving them money for giving you bullshit. And like I said, bro, I think if you are bored with a lot of PvP games, I'm not even saying you have to play story games like God of War. There's so many games that like are designed with a better solo experience for a player, and a lot of those are PvE games. Like Crown Boss Arcade City, bro, I really like this game. You could play with like a team of 4 bots. You could switch between the bots like GTA 5. You know what I mean? You could command them around to do stuff. It's way better than Payday, in my opinion. You got Back for Blood. You got all types of games that are designed around solo fun, but also you can play with friends. Like recently, me and my homie been playing through Xenoverse 2, bro, and we've been having a blast, bro, because it's like there's no pressure. There's no, oh, make this type of build, use these abilities. No, bro, make the build you want to play. I'm going to make the build I want to play. We're going to run through these missions. We're going to unlock skills. We're going to level up. We're going to have a good time, bro. That's what gaming should be about, bro. All this shit where it's like, bro, make this build, play this way, or I don't want to play. Like, that shit's corny, bro. It reminds me, the people who play online games and complain the games are boring now remind me of when we was kids, bro, and you would have like play dates and they would bring their toys over, but you had to play their way. Like they would make Spider-Man have the same superpowers as Superman, and if you're like, well, no, that's not how Spider-Man plays, they don't want to play no more. Oh, well, if my Spider-Man can't freeze you, then I don't want to play. That's them. These are the same type of people, bro. These are those people. Those are the people that you're letting ruin your gaming experience, bro. Like I said, for every online game, let's take Rainbow Six Siege. There's an offline game or a PvE game that is just as fun, which will give you a better experience. Rainbow Six Siege, I would say Ready or Not is a good replacement. You're going to have weirdos, and this is what really irks me so fucking bad, bro. Is people like, well, you can't really compare those two games. They're nothing alike. That's every person who does not have a good argument for why you can't compare something, bro. And like I always say, you can compare anything if you're smart enough, bro. I promise you. When people say apples to oranges, you can't compare them. Yes, you can. They're both fruits. If you want a tangy, more citrusy fruit, you're going to eat an orange. If you want a more sweet fruit, you're going to eat an apple. Boom. See how you can compare the two? That way somebody can make a good guess about which one they would want to buy in a store. That's how you compare two different things. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Games like Grounded are really fun if you play with friends, bro. Where it's like you get shrunk to like a tiny person. It's like a survival game, and you play with like four of your friends, and you all have to basically make a camp and fight giant bugs and craft armor and weapons and shit like that. Super fun, bro. And that's what it should be about, bro. You should be more so looking for games cooperate. I'd always say PvE games are better than PvP games because there's something about cooperating with a group of people versus competing against a group of people. It always works better. And it's like, I wish people would realize that in the real world too, bro. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I have way more fun hopping on that game's co-op mode, bro, and playing against the bots with a group of people, bro. Because it's still challenging, but there's no way to cheese it. You get what I'm saying? Like, now, of course, there's some games with bad bots, but games with good AI, bro, they're very hard to cheese, bro. There is no just do this every single time and we'll win. A lot of good design games, bro, that's not the case. You have to play by the game's rules, and you have to play by the game's rules efficiently to win. And there's enough freedom for you to do it however you want to do it, but you still got to play by the game's rules. Versus in PvP games, you know, if the other players aren't playing by the game's rules, you're only as good as your opponent, bro. If you're playing against trash ass opponents, you could damn near do whatever you want, bro. But if you're playing against people who are playing the meta, you have to play the counter meta. And that's all it is. That's all the game is the meta counter meta. That's why watching sports is so exciting, bro, because there's no only way to play in sports. You get what I'm saying? Like there's no, like in basketball, nobody can just left right cheese all game. That's not a thing. That's not possible. You're watching, when you watch sports, you're watching two teams change their strategy in real time because there's no one way for them to win. They have to constantly be adapting to the other team. There is no meta. There is no one way to play. Otherwise, it would be super boring. And online games are no different, bro. When you have people that are playing the same way every single time, it gets boring. And then you say, oh, all games are boring. And also, I'm saying you don't have to play story games, bro. There's plenty other games that have the same like feedback loop of hop on real quick, play a couple games, get some rewards, and get off. Sandstorm is a good Call of Duty replacement to me, bro. I put way more hours in Insurgency Sandstorm than I did in Call of Duty. And Insurgency Sandstorm is basically like, it's like COD, but more tactical. You know, there's slower movement, but there is a sprint button. It's like a team of 8 versus like a whole map of terrorists, and you're basically going from checkpoint to checkpoint. It's kind of like Battlefield's, I think Rush mode, where you got to take over checkpoints and keep pushing. That's basically what it is. You make your kit, you know, edit, customize your gun, customize your soldier. You get dropped in. It's 8 of you guys. Everybody has a certain class. One person's a sniper class. One person's a machine gunner. One person's submachine guns. You know what I mean? And you guys coordinate and get through the map, bro. That shit is way more fun than Call of Duty to me, bro. It's where you could put night vision goggles on or a flashlight, bro, and you guys are moving through the map and you're sneaking into the buildings and clearing them out, and it just hits so different. Versus where I feel like even Call of Duty has stagnated, bro. It's just not the same. Insurgency Sandstorm, if you want a real hardcore first-person shooter experience that you could play with your buddies, Insurgency Sandstorm is the way to go, bro. That shit is so fun. I put countless hours into that game. And the only reason I stopped playing it is because my squad, mind you, I didn't even have my friends playing it. I had like a random squad that I just met online one day, and we would just hop on every like Tuesday or something. And it was fun every single time, bro. It was amazing, you know what I mean? Always an alternative game, bro. Like, I don't think we understand. We are in one of the best times to be alive when it comes to entertainment and technology. And I don't think people truly realize that, bro. Like, some of these games, like, I still have my PlayStation 2, bro. I'll turn it on every once in a while for nostalgia purposes. But I cannot lie, like, I do miss when games didn't have microtransactions and they came fully made. But I will say, like, even a game like Madden, bro. We talk a lot of shit on Madden. Madden's not that good modernly. But when I go back and play some of the older Maddens, I can definitely see where they did make improvements. Like, I'm not completely oblivious to that. Some people are. Like some people can't just give credit. Like, some people have so much personal bias that they let that completely take over their entire opinion on things. Like, modern Madden is bad when you play against other players, yes. Sometimes even against the AI, I can't lie, bro. There's times where I see my DB watch a ball go right past his helmet and not even react. and let the receiver catch it. Shit like that's annoying. But I also have to say the movement feels a lot better. Players move a lot faster. The upgrade system in franchise is really great. I love that. I love how if my quarterback does well, he gets experience points, and I can edit the way he throws. I can edit how fast he runs, and if he does well enough, he'll turn into an X Factor player, and I can equip different skills for that. Like a skill where he can see he can read what the safeties are doing on this play automatically, and it shows me the play art. Shit like that is super dope, bro, and I think is a crazy upgrade from what we used to have. So credit where credit is due, bro. But like I said, even Madden, you'll have more fun playing franchise mode on Madden. Make a team however you want and shit like that, and take that team up against other teams, especially fantasy draft. I always do fantasy draft in sports games. It's just super fun, bro. To build your team how you want to build your team. Use the playbooks you want to use the strategies you want to use, and see how that works. It's just great, bro. Even 2K, bro. Instead of playing online 2K, what I do, bro, is I create my player. I'll give him like a 70, 80 overall. And I'll drop them in the 84 my era and just play with that same player all the way up into the modern day. That shit's fun. That's just like my career that spans across generations. Like, it's super cool, bro. Just player lock him, and wherever he goes, you play. I'm telling you, bro. Still, bro. And the problem is, if you only play PvP games, you're going to have a bad time, bro. Because, like I said, you're relying on someone else to have fun. You wouldn't do that in real life, bro. You wouldn't go to an amusement park and hope that a stranger is going to give you a fun time. You wouldn't meet a stranger at an amusement park and say, hey, we're going to ride whatever rides you want to ride, so let's go. Because they're not going to ride the rides you want to ride. They might, but for the most part, they probably won't. And that's how playing online games work. It's like you're taking a chance on, are these people going to give me a fun experience, or are they going to give me a headache? That's what you're doing every time. You're gambling, essentially. Every time you get on an online game, you're essentially gambling. PvE even still has some of these issues, but it's a little better in PvE. A little better. You know what I mean? Especially if you play with your friends, because it's just you versus computers. You know what I mean? And you guys can play however you want in that case. But I had this happen in Ready or Not. I loaded into a Ready or Not game, and dude was like, non-lethal weapons only. Unequipped that. I left so fucking fast, bro. You didn't buy this game for me. Don't tell me how to play the fucking game. I'm going to tell you that right now. Now, I'm all for let's try and arrest everybody and all that, bro, but I'm going to use the weapon I want to use, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not only going to use non-lethals. That's boring. We're not doing that. Let me know what you guys think, bro. Do you think games are boring nowadays, or do you think we're in like one of the best times for gaming? What type of games do you prefer to play? What are some experiences you have with online games? Do you prefer PvP or do you prefer PvE? Which PvP games do you prefer? Which PvE games do you prefer? It's your boy Hard Hat Diggity Doggo, and I am out. Peace.